RB8. I'd be interested to know where Bucky Irving was before the NFL Combine. That wasn't the best day in his life so far. But Bucky Irving, out of Oregon, 5'9", 192, 21 years old. That's a good thing. The speed 4.5, maybe a little bit disappointing. Maybe we should start with like how much did the Combine change your opinion of him, if at all, or is it just about how much it's going to change certain NFL teams' opinions about him?
It's going to change NFL teams about him because, again, my grades were done. My running back grades were done before the Combine. So
Right.
I had Bucky Irving behind Blake Corum. And it was funny because it's a situation where your eyes can deceive you to where you're looking at him and you're like, oh boy, he's moving fast, but he's moving fast, but he's not really going anywhere, right? It's like he's more quick than fast. Everything just moving fast. You kind of like a little bit like Isaiah Pacheco, where you like, man, he's running fast. I know he's not, man. He just moving real fast. But Irvin is more quick than fast. So, and I think people just expected him to run this blazing 4.3. But when you combine his quickness and his elusiveness and his ability to hit the hole, there is a situation for him to be a spot guy, right? Like the Jaleel McLaughlin for a team. And he has been someone that has been able to tote the rock, as a feature back for Oregon, right? And so that's something that has value. But if you can get past the explosive speed, 4.5 is still rather fast. You know what I'm saying? It's not like 4.3, but he's more quicker than he is faster than other backs in the class. And I do feel like he has some room to play small. He has to, you could be small, but you can't play small.
Right.
So sometimes he goes down on an arm tackle. Like he has to be able to run through that. And that's where you kind of separate because this is a lot of shorter backs in this class, a lot of 5'7" guys in this class, even though he came in at 5'9", about 195, you can't play small. And I think that's an area where he's going to have to grow.
Okay. And this is a guy who was used extensively in the passing game, 53 catches his last year at Oregon. How much of that is Oregon, and how much of that is that he has the skill set to really be a great pass catcher as a running back?
I mean, hell, it's they're one and the same because we see this with Dylan Lowby out of New Hampshire. If they're spamming targets to you, you can't help but catch them, right? Otherwise, they're going to stop throwing you the ball. So we're going to give you 15 targets. Like obviously he's comfortable catching the football, so why not? It's the most efficient pass play to dumping off to a back that has elusiveness. Why not? And so you can't knock him for it. You kind of it enhances what he does. Now, can he be developed into a downfield route runner? We talked to Bijan Robinson at the Combine last year, and I asked him about how he was able to develop as a downfield threat. He said, well, after practice, me and my running backs coach and receivers coach used to practice running routes, like downfield threats. So that's a teachable skill for Bucky Irving, but he already has the ability to catch the ball. So you kind of like that about him because, again, he caught so much at Oregon.
At his size, is pass protection a problem, or is he okay at that as well?
Well, you can't play small. So you already know what that means for pass pro. Like he's going to try to cut block everything. So he's very much a liability right now. And let me say this too, for running backs, it's not that running backs are afraid to block. Is that two things? One, nobody wants to get run over and get laughed at in the film room, right? So you always have that in your mind. But most importantly, it's technique. So guys are jumping away, but their feet are not set. Their hands are out here, and they just get run over. So if you can, and sometimes they may not know who to block. Like they may be able to execute the block, but they may not know which backer is blitzing, and may jump in the wrong gap, and the guy blitzes across the other way, and it's like now you see him reaching and trying to get back across the formation. So it's a lot of technical issues in knowing who to block. For Irvin, I do feel like him getting stronger, him getting better technique, and him being a little bit more confident when he makes contact. Like sometimes guys make contact, and it's just no different than a fly hitting a windshield, right? You got to really be assertive in your contact. If you get run over, cool. But at least you were able to occupy him for at least a second or two, gives the quarterback enough time to maybe hit a pass downfield.
Last thing on Bucky Irving, and we'll see if you agree with this. It's kind of a statement, kind of a question. RB8 still he's fallen a little bit since the combine. RB8, I think, still probably too high in this class based on what's going to happen on draft day. Is this the type of guy that we could not just be on day 3, but a little later into day 3 saying, oh, we thought he'd be gone by now?
No, I think he, again, we kind of alluded to it, and I wish it had fantasy value, but his kickoff return
Okay.
background is huge. And so we just talked about how getting a guy that has a running back, that is a running back to return kickoffs, especially if he has kickoff return in his history. Bucky Irving is going to go earlier on day 3 because of that reason, because now he's an added asset to help a football team as a rookie on special teams. But as far as fantasy is concerned, that doesn't help you much right now.